5.5, 7, 6.5, 6.5, 5.5. Sophie. 5.5, 4.5. Anne-Sophie.
6.5, 7.5, 7.5, 7.5. You do the
5, 6, 5, 6, 5. Celia.
6, 5.5, 5.5, 5, 5. Philip Louis Devon.
5, 5.5, 5, 5, 5. Schengen.
6, 6.5, 6.5, 7, 7.
7, 6.5, 7, 6.5. Kieke.
6.5, 5.5, 6, 6, 6. Dylan Commission.
5.5, 6, 5.
5, 5.5, 5, 5.5, 5. Fabian Stephenson.
Oh, Fabian!
Six, 6.5, 6, 6, 5.5.
5.5, 5.5, 4.5, 4.5. Kenya.
5.5.
Helen.
We are the third.
7, 7, 7, 7, 6.5.
6.5, 7.5, 7, 6.5, 7.5. Long Daniel. 7.5, 7.5.
Carina.
Andy Kessler.
5.5,
5.5, 5, 5, 5, 5. Abel Liga.
7, 6.5, 7, 6.5, 6. Hira.
6. Last time, one. Alex Stoffel.
4.5, 5.5, 5, 5, 4.5. Easy.
6.5, 6, 5.5, 6.5, 6. Round
4.5 from all judges.
Daniel. 8.
Stella.
Nikki.
6.5, 7, 6.5, 6.5, 6.5. Mary.
7, 7.5, 6, 8, 7.5. Tina.
5 from all judges. Amalie.
5.5, 6, 5, 5. Good.
5, 5, 4.5, 5.5, 5.5.
6, 7.5, 7, 7.5, 7. Mark.
Selena.
4.5, 4.5, 5, 5. Good.
6.5, 7, 5.5, 6.5, 6. Future. 6, 5, 6, 5, 5.5. Tina.
5.
6, 6, 6.5, 6, 7.
7, 7,
Out
7
time.
and a half, 7 and a half, 7. Caída.
7, 7.5, 7.5, 6.5, 7.5. William.
6, 6, 6 and a half, 6 and a half, 6. Naya.
6, 6, 6, 6.5, 6.
5 and a half, 5 and a half, 6, 5 and a half, 6. Wait, please. Wait, please. Lieke.
7, 7, 6.5, 7.5, 6.5. 100.
5, 5 and a half, 5, 5, 5. Amanda.
6,
5.5, 6, 6, 5.5.
4 and a half, 4 and a half, 4, 4, 4 and a half. Şantiye.
manyak bir şey. Hayatımda gördüğüm en manyak bir şey yani. Yataktan o kat daha iyi.
Şöyle bir şey var. 11'de 13'te bunları falan bitiyor. 15'in dakika bir atlama zamanı var. Ondan sonra tekrar 12'de bitiyor. 15'in dakika tekrar orada atlama var. Yarım saat falan var orada. Tamam mı? Yani çok iyi değerlendirmemiz lazım.
7,
Canlı
6.5, 7.5, 6.5, 7.
15'e kadar yani atlayalım. Durduğu bekle.
6 and a half, 5 and a half, 5 and a half, 6, 5 and a half.
1,5 hafta ama
Hala.
oynamak zorunda. Hissetmiyorsun o kadar manyak bir şey ki. Şu bileği şuraya kadar geliyor besleyen benim. Şurada kalıyor böyle. Manyak bir şey. Tavsiye ederim al yani. Al. Tavsiye ederim çok müthiş bir şey. Hissetmiyorsun ya o kadar diyorum.
6.5, 6, 5.5,
Hocam
7.
alsınlar yani. Sıfır ağrıyor. Hiç
1, 3. Anyway.
4, 5 and a half, 5, 4 and a half, 4. Девочка.
Rahat rahat. Hissetmiyorsun diyorum. Anlamadım.
Five, 4 and a half, 4, 4, 5. Julia.
8, 9, 8, 8.5, 8.5. Nikita.
5 and a half, 4 and a half, 4 and a half, 5, 5 and a half. No.
6, 5, 5.5, 5, 6.5. Game.
5 and a half, 4 and a half, 4 and a half, 4 and a half.
5.5, 5.5, 4.5.
Alexandra.
5, 5.5. Philip.
Hocam bekli versenize. Neden yoruluyorsunuz ya? O yüzden.
All judges, 7.
Müşteri güçlü olarak. Müşteri güçlü sonra tutmayız ama.
Five and a half, 6, 5 and a half, 5 and a half.
Ben sizin yanınıza geleyim. Amacım sadece yanınıza gelmek.
Julia.
Sizi görmek değil hocam. Valla.
Six, 5, 5.5, 5.5, 5.
Six, 6 and a half, 6 and a half, 6, 6 and a half. Behind that.
Five, 5.5, 5.5, 5.5, 5. 5.
6, 5 and a half, 6, 5 and a half. Round 2, Dana.
Seven and a half, 7, 6, 6.5, 7. Alex.
Six and a half, 6 and a half, 6, 7, 7. Sophie.
Six, 6, 7, 6.5, 6.5. What are you having?
Five and a half, 5 and a half, 4 and a half, 4, 5 and a half. Anne-Sophie.
Six, 6, 6.5, 7, 5.5.
6, 6 and a half, 5 and a half, 6 and a half, 5 and a half. Xenia.
Seven and a half, 6.5, 8,
5 and a half, 5 and a half, 5, 5, 5.
and
Janet.
four and a half, 5, 5, 5.5, 5. Abel.
5, 6, 5 and a half, 4 and a half, 4 and a half. Keegan. Five and a half, 5 and a half, 5 and a half. Eli.
Alex.
a
6 and a
half,
half,
4,
7,
4
7,
and a half.
5 and a half, 7. First line around 4, then you go. Eight, 9, 8, 8 and a
4, 3
half,
and a half, 4, 3 and a half, 3.
8. Nikita.
Helen. 6, 7, 6, 6, 6 and a
7 and a
half.
half, 8, 7, 7, 7 and a half.
Hero.
Kilo.
4, 4, 3 and a half, 4, 4. Tamina.
4 and a half, 4 and a half, 4 and a half, 4, 3 and a half. Kilo.
6, 6, 6, 6, 5 and a half. Kira.
6 and a half, 7, 6, 6 and a half, 6 and a half. Marco.
4 and a half, 4 and a half, 3 and a half, 4, 4. Peter.
6 and a half, 6 and a half, 6, 7, 6 and a half.
3 and a half, 4, 3 and a half, 3 and a half, 3 and a half. 7.
4 and a half, 5, 6, 4 and a half, 5. Fabio.
4 and a half, 4 and a half, 4 and a half, 4, 4 and a half. Laura.
7, 7, 6, 6,
5
6
and a half, 6 and a half, 6, 6, 6.
Alexander.
Mary.
5 and a half, 4 and a half, 5 and a half, 5, 5. Moya.
5, 5 and a half, 5, 5 and a half, 5 and a half. Amalia.
6
When you're taking pictures, please do not use your flashlight.
7, 6 and a
Four
half,
and a half,
6
four
and a
and a
half,
half,
6
four,
and a
four,
half,
four.
5 and a half. Down.
Oh yeah. 4, 4, 4, 3 and a half,
8,
4 and a half.
7, 7, 7 and a half, 6 and a half.
Selina.
100.
Four and a half, 4, 4, 4. 50.
5 and a half, 5 and a half, 5, 5, 4 and a half. Abel.
Five and a half, 4 and a half, 5 and a half, 5 and a half, 5 and a half. Lina.
5 and a half, 6, 6 and a half, 5 and a half, 6 and a half. Alex Rothbard, row 4.
6 and a half, 7 and a half, 6 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half. Farida.
7, 6, 6 and a half, 5, 6. Row 5. Daniel.
5, 5, 5, 5 and a half, 4 and a half. Maya.
8, 8 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7.
6, 7, 6, 6 and a half, 6 and a half. Mika.
7, 7, 6 and a half,
4,
6
4
and
and
a
a
half,
half,
7.
4, 4, 4.
8.
Amanda.
5, 5 and a half, 5 and a half, 5, 5. 2.
5, 6, 5, 5, 5. That's good.
6, 7, 6 and a half, 7, 7. Mark. 7, 6.5, 6.5, 7, 6. Go.
4.5, 5.5, 5.5, 4.5. Veloce.
3, 2.5, 3.5, 2, 2.5. Fabio.
4, 3.5, 3.5, 3.5, 4. Julia.
6.5, 7, 6, 6.5, 6.5.
6.5, 5.5, 6, 6.5, 6. Naomi.
6.5, 7, 7, 6.5, 7. William.
4.5, 5.5, 4.5, 4.5, 4.5. Alexandra.
5.5, 6, 5.5. Again. 5.5, 6, 5.5, 5.5, 5.5. Jan.
4.5, 4.5, 4.5, 4.5, 4. Julia.
6.5, 5.5, 6, 6.5, 5.5. And
5.5, 7, 6, 6, 6. Veronica.
5.5, 5.5, 5, 5, 5. Now there it goes.
5.5, 6, 5.5, 5.5, 6. Round 3. Lady.
6, 5.5, 6.5, 5.5, 6. Alex.
6, 6.5, 5.5, 6, 5. Sophie.
7, 6, 5, 5, 6.
Anna Sophie.
Round 6. First item, then the other.
6, 6.5, 5.5, 6.5, 6. Sylvia.
8.5, 8, 7.5, 7.5, 7.5. Nikki.
5.5, 6.5, 6, 6, 5.5. Jenny. 5.5, 5.5, 4.5, 6, 5. Keegan.
Feel like, beautiful. Kitty.
4.5, 5, 4.5, 5,
4,
4.5.
4.5, 4, 3.5, 4.
Thea.
Good. 5, 5, 4, 4, 4.5.
4.5, 4.5, 4.5, 4, 4. Svenja.
5.5, 5, 5.5, 6, 5.5. Good.
6.5, 5.5, 6, 5.5, 5.5. Hello. 7, 7.5, 6.5, 7, 6. Nero.
4.5, 4, 4.5, 4, 4.5. 5.
4, 4, 4.5,
4, 4.5, 5, 3.5, 3.5. Alexander. 6, 6.5, 6.5, 6, 5.5. Rio.
3.5, 3, 2, 3. Lisa.
6.5, 6.5, 6.5, 7, 5 and a half. Jump.
4, 4, 3.5, 3.5, 4. 7.
6 and a half, 6, 6, 5 and a half, 6. 10.
3.5, 3, 3.5, 3, 4. Lower.
5, 5, 4 and a half, 5, 5. Abel.
6.5, 7.5, 8, 6.5, 7.5. Harry.
6, 6, 5 and a half, 6, 5 and a half.
4.5, 4.5, 4, 4.5, 4.5. Amalia.
Alex. 6, 6, 5 and a half, 6, 5.
7, 7, 6.5, 6.5.
There's Diver, Daniel.
Olga. 4, 3, 3.5, 3.5, 3. Selina.
All judges 8 and a half. Nikita.
4.5, 4.5, 4, 4, 3.5. Future.
6, 5, 5 and a half, 4 and a half, 6. Kirill.
5.5, 5.5, 5, 5.5, 5. Tina.
5 and a half, 5, 5 and a half, 4 and a half, 5. Philip.
6.5, 7, 7, 8, 7.5. Farida.
6, 6, 5, 4, 5. Marco. 5
6, 6, 5.5. 9.
6, 5.5, 5, 6, 5. 2.
5, 6, 6, 5.5, 6.
6, 5, 6, 6, 5.5. 5. 4,
3.5, 3.5, 4, 3.5, 3.5.
Alexander.
Renske.
6, 6.5, 6, 6, 5.5. Rio.
5.5, 5, 5, 5, 5.5. Malak.
6.5, 7, 5.5, 6.5, 6. 1.
4.5, 5.5, 5.5, 5.5, 5.5. Veronica.
7, 7, 6.5, 7, 6.5.
5, 5.5, 5.5, 6, 5.5. Julia.
5.5, 4.5, 4.5, 3.5, 4.
4.5, 4.5, 5, 5, 5. Naomi. 5.5, 5. Alexandra.
4, 3.5, 4, 5, 3. Alex. 4, 3.5, 4.5, 4, 3. Round 8. Daniel.
3.5 from all judges. Piranha.
Nine, 8.5, 8, 8, 7.5.
4.5, 4, 4, 4.5, 4. Round 4, Lena. Five, 6, 5, 5.5, 5.5. Sophie.
3, 1.5, 3, 3, 2.5. Kim. 3, 4, 5, 3.5, 5.
5, 5, 5, 4.5, 5.5. And Sophie. 6, 6.5, 6, 6, 6. Celia.
5, 4.5, 4, 5, 5. Mark.
5, 5.5, 2, 3.5.
4.5, 4, 3, 3.5,
Jenna.
3. Good.
4.5, 4, 5, 2, 3.5. Pique. 4, 4, 3.5, 4.5, 4. 2, 3,
Five.
3.5, 2, 2. Tina.
5.5, 4.5, 5, 4.5. Alexander.
3.5, 3.5, 4, 3.5. Svenja.
3.5, 4.5, 5, 3.5, 4. William. 7 and a half, 5 and a half, 6 and a half, 5 and a half, 6. Done.
Four and a half, five, five and a half, four and a half, four and a half.
7, 6 and a half, 6 and a half, 6 and a half, 6. 11.
6, 5, 5 and a half, 4, 4.
2 and a half, 2, 2, 2 and a half, 2. Other.
Four, four and a half, three and a half, 4, 4. Easy.
Three, 3 and a half, 2 and a half, 2 and a half,
3 and a half, 4, 3, 4, 3. 7. 2 and a half, 3 and a half, 2 and a half, 2 and a half. Yoga.
Two, 2, 2, 2 and a half, 2. Round time. Done.
6, 6 and a half, 6 and a half, 6 and a half, 6 and a half. Right. Four and a half, 4, 4.
8, 7, 7 and a half, 8, 7 and a half. Nikki.
5 and a half, 6, 4 and a half, 6, 5 and a half. Olga.
5, 5, 5, 4, 5. Spinning.
5, 6, 4, 5, 4 and a half. Selena. 2 and a half, 2, 2,
one and a half. 2.
6, 6, 6, 6, 5.5. Future.
4, 3.5, 5, 5, 4.
6, 6, 5.5, 6.5, 5.5. Dinner.
6, 5, 5, 5, 5.
7, 6.5, 7, 8, 7.
11.
Verhega.
3.5, 3.5, 4.5, 4, 4. 5.
6.5, 6.5, 6.5, 6.5. Maya.
6.5, 7, 6.5,
6,
6.5,
6, 5, 5.5, 6.
Alga.
Listen.
6, 6, 5.5, 5, 4.
How about that?
William. 1.5, 1.5, 2.5, 2, 1.5. Done.
6 from all judges. That's good.
Six and a half, 5.5, 6.5, 4. And
5, 4.5, 4, 5, 4. Voilà.
Five, 4.5, 4, 4.5, 4.
6, 6, 6,
Ah,
7,
vale.
6.5. Che volta? Four and a half, 5, 5, 4, 4.5.
6, 5.5, 6.5, 5.5, 6. Last time, Alex.
6.5, 6, 6, 6.5, 6.5. No.
6.5, 6.5, 6, 6.5, 5.5. Move on to the last round, just by Daniel.
4.5, 6, 5.5, 5, 5.5. Alexandra.
8, 9, 8.5, 8.5, 9. Nikita.
7, 6.5, 6, 5.5, 6.5. Julia.
5.5, 5.5, 5, 5, 6. Italy.
6, 6, 6.5, 6, 6. Veronica.
5.5, 5, 5.5, 5, 5.
4.5, 5, 5, 4, 5. Round 5. Lena. Five and a half, 5, 6, 5.5, 5.5. Sophie.
6, 6, 5.5, 6, 6.
4.5, 4.5, 4, 4.5, 3.5. Anna Sophie.
4.5, 4, 5, 3.5, 4.5.
4, 5, 4, 5, 4.5. Celia.
2.5, 3.5, 3.5, 3.5, 3.
5.5, 5.5, 5, 4.5, 4.5. Jen.
6, 6, 5.5, 6, 6. William.
6, 4.5, 5.5, 6, 5.5. Ticket.
Seven, 6, 6, 5.5, 5.5.
Field dive, 0 points.
Young. 5.5, 6, 4.5, 5.5, 5. Henry. 4.5, 4, 3, 4, 3. Abel.
4.5, 4, 4, 2, 3. Switch.
6, 6.5, 6,
3.5, 3, 2.5.
and last time this series.
Hello. Five, 4.5, 5, 4.5, 4.
6.
Field.
This was the last ride. Thank you, judges. Thank you, guys. Thank you, secretaries. Next series will be women 3-meter open preliminaries. Next practice will be 10:45 for the women's 3-meter open preliminaries.
4, 4,
And
5,
then 1 meter
3.5,
open
4.
preliminaries. They will start both at 11:45. Please, people on the
Carina.
spectators, when you make takes, do not lose your flash. Thank you.
Five, 4.5, 5, 3.5, 5. Here. Four and a half, 3.5, 3.5. and a half, 2 and a half, 3. Lisa. 4, 4 and a half, 4, 2 and a half, 2 and a half. 7. 0, a half, 2, 1, a half. Noah. 6, 6 and a half, 5, 5 and a half, 6 and a half. 5. 4, 2 and a half, 3, 3, 3 and a half. Amalia. 5 and a half, 5 and a half, 6, 6. Olga. 3 and a half, 3 and a half, 3 and a half, 1, 1 and a half. Selena. 4, 4, 3 and a half, 4, 3. Future. 2 and a half, 1 and a half, 2, 1, 2. 5.5, 6, 6, 5. 9. Six, 5, 6. Pick up. Five and a half, 5, 5, 5, 5. Come on. 3.5, 1.5, 3, 3.5, 2.5. Ganske. Four, 4.5, 4, 4, 4.5. Hello. Six, 5.5, 5.5, 6, 6. Veronica. 6.5, 6. Now I'll do it. Field dive, 0 points. Alexandra. Five, 5.5, 5.5, 5.5, 5.5. Julia. Five and a half, 4.5, 5, 4, 5. Dinner. One and a half, 2, 2, 2, 1. Round 6, later. Five, 5, 4.5, 6, 5.5. Sophie. Six, 5.5, 5.5, 5, 5. Up Sophie. Five and a half, 6, 6.5, 6, 6. Senior. Three and a half, 2.5, 3, 3, 3. Check it. Three, 4.5, 3.5, 4, 3. Figure. Amalia. Four and a half, 3.5, 3.5. Olga. Two and a half, 3, 2.5, 2.5, 2. Selena. Five and a half, 6.5, 6.55. Future. Five and a half, 5.554. Lina. Seven and a half from all judges. Farida. Four and a half, 4.5, 4.5, 4, 4. Maya. Five and a half, 5, 5.5, 4.5, 5. Ricky. Four and a half, come on, judges. Come on, guys. 1.5, 3.5, 4, 4, 4. Voilà. Five, 4.5, 5, 5.5, 4.5. Девочка. Four and a half, 4, 4.5, 4. Julia. Four and a half, 3.5, 4.5, 5, 4.5. Naomi. Four and a half, 5, 4, 4.5, 4.5. Alexandra. Five and a half, 5, 5, 6, 5.5. Julia. Five, 5.5, 5, 4.5. Jananda. Four and a half, 3.5, 3, 3.5, 4. 1-7, Lena. Six, 6, 7, 7. Sophie. Five and a half, 5.5, 5.5, 5, 5.5. Anna Sophie. three and a half, three and a half, three. Second. Five and a half, six, five and a half, five and a half, five and a half. Five and a half, five, five and a half, five and a half, five. Even. Four and a half, five and a half, five, four, four and a half. Thank you. Five, four and a half, four and a half, five, five. Hello. Seven, 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 seven. Heel.
Là-bas, une note avec un fer. Avec les jambes des impôts. 6 points, voilà. Il manque 6 points. Qui est troisième? La fille de
Five, four and a half, four, four and a half, four and a half. Very good. Four and a half, five, four, five, four and a half. Even.
Même moi aussi.
Four, four and a half, three and a half, four, three and a half. Listen. 5 and a half, 5 and a half. Maddie. 4 and a half, 4 and a half, 4 and a half, 4 and a half, 5. Amalia. 5-4, judges. Okay. Future. 1.5. Thanks. 5.5, 6, 6. Rieke. 5
fresh fries.
Four and a half, 5, 4.5, 4.5. About that. Four and a half, 4.5, 4, 3.5, 4.5. That's it. One and a half, 2, 2.5, 2, 2. I like it. Five, 4, 5.5, 4.5, 4. Veronica. Four and a half, 3.5, 3.5, 3.5, 4. Julia. Seven, 6, 7, 7, 6.5. No.
Come on, Naomi.
Five, 4.5, 4.5. Alexandra. Four and a half, 5, 4, 5, 4. Julia. behind that. Five, 3.5, 5, 4, 4. This was the last dive of this competition. Thank you judges, thank you secretaries. Practice is now open for the next series on the 1 meter board for the men open preliminary and on the 3 meter board for the women open preliminary. Next series will start at 11:05.